am the god of imagination, and there is something very wrong in the world that we live in. And this isn't secret societies or the Illuminati. It's a call for an uprising. Why do I say this? Well, because not only did he send an armada to attack a video, which in the end it got more views, so I guess that's a win for end of the conspiracy. Good going, man. But also, he then had his fans lambast a video to the point where they flagged it to oblivion. Now I hope that he can get his video back, but this is the principle. The fact that you sent so many people filled with so much hate that they removed a simple video that was just debunking you, which, to be honest, isn't that hard a task, considering your content, let's just say, it isn't grounded in any logic or sense at all. Plus, you do hate on practically everything. So, for you claiming that you're the victim in all this sometimes is a laughable excuse. You like to say that Christianity is dying, we're getting killed off. Where is this happening? I don't see Christianity dying, I see it changing, because it understands that with time, the march of time, that you have to change, but I don't see it dying. I honestly don't understand where you get your victim complex from. Yes, Christianity is being questioned by the media, and it's being questioned by YouTubers, etc. YouTubers technically are media, I suppose, so I should have just said media, but you know, hindsight. Anyway, the real thing is, I have to ask, why do you think people are questioning Christianity? Hypothetically, you're probably going to say something like Satanists or something like that, and call for uprising, but the truth is, most of the people that question it are atheists. And that's because they've seen your dogma and see fault in it, which is going to happen with any religion. There were people arguing about the Greek pantheon back in the day when they were worshipped. What makes you think that your religion would be exempt from questioning? No idea is exempt from questioning. So now I'm going to question a couple of yours in this video. Alright, let's start with some of your little stories, because theories, if you ask me, gives them a bit too much lividity. Okay? If transhumanism is the big thing that the quote-unquote satanic government are pushing, then how are they going to get that blood that you also claim they all desire so much? With transhumanism, you're going to end up losing the blood aspect of humans eventually. It'll basically be just cyborgs. And I don't know if you've seen, you probably don't watch films considering you see them as nothing more than programming, but have you ever seen a robot bleed? They don't. And if they do, it's normally oil or something. It's not blood. Unless you're saying oil is now part of the satanic thingy baptism. Also, there's also the matter of hating on the LGBT community. The very Bible passage that you Christians love to use, saying no man shall lie with another man, was a reference to pedophilia on a battlefield. It wasn't to do with men of a consenting age, it was about pedophilia. So you're hating on them because you misread something? Common mistake, just correct it. I know that basically I've misread something before and accidentally wrote the wrong thing, it happens. And finally, the bit of a darker tone that I've got to go with in this video, I'm afraid. Why is it that you think you have the right to hate and be vile to children that have been through tragedies? You literally called them actors. Now, what goes through your mind when you basically see a tragedy going on? You see people in the streets, mothers, fathers, parents in general, crying their eyes out at camera, wanting change because they've seen now what the war machines can do. They've seen their children either come home with PTSD or seen their children never come home again. Do you really want to add to just the hate that the criminal caused? It makes no sense. Forget agendas, forget whatever other ideas that you think that this was trying to push. You literally hated on children. And the funniest thing that I find is the fact that you had the nerve to try and warp it to the point where you said to your fan base, or friends as you call them, is that basically you said, we're the victims here. They don't want us questioning, see? They don't want you questioning because you're literally telling children that, hey, you know that tragedy you just been through? I think it was all a big joke. That is your mindset. Anything that doesn't fit with your agenda is an agenda in itself, because your agenda is to try and make Christianity full-blown dominance over everything. You literally asked for the LGBTQ community to be put in mental institutions. That is not happening in the modern day. We have learned that they're people, they're human beings. We shouldn't be hating on their love. No one in the LGBT community is coming up to you and saying, hey, you have to be gay. But that's just the way you are at the minute. And the way that you've warped your many fans into believing is the right mindset. It's very worrying that in this day and age that you still use the Christian cross to justify your hate. I have seen thousands do it, and it worries me to no end for one simple reason. Whenever a religion was started hating on so many people, those people fought back, and when they fought back, they took over said religion. Now, do you really want Christianity to be another page in the mythology calendar? Or do you want it to actually move with time? I have seen photos of a priest and his clergy literally hugging in an LGBTQ parade. What's stopping your version of Christianity doing that? Oh, because it's lukewarm. There's no such thing as lukewarm. You even say it yourself. All you need is Jesus. As long as you believe in him, you think to yourself that you're guaranteed heaven, which is a bit much considering there are thousands of religions that also believe in heaven, and you're just denying them access like some bouncer at a nightclub. But that's besides the point. If all you need is this one guy, then all those quote-unquote lukewarm ones, they're still getting into heaven. You're still going to have to probably see them when you get to the pearly gates yourself, which I highly doubt you'll get to, but you know. Look, I understand that you've been drummed into your head that the only way to become popular in this life is to have people look up to you. But if you're going to have people look up to you, you need to give them good content and give them a good discernment. not lead them into a rabbit hole where everything they'll see as they're walking down the street will seem as, oh, that's satanic, oh, that's satanic. I understand that you're probably going to ignore this video, or if you're going to, you might end up sending your fans to flag this one down to oblivion. It would be tragic, considering all I'm trying to do is ask you questions, and you even say it in your channel, despite creating an echo chamber, you even say, I'm not afraid to troll. Well, I'm not trolling you, I'm simply asking you to answer some questions. Why is everything an agenda? Why? Considering that the LGBT community have been here since Mesopotamia, well, the gay people anyway, and probably some lesbians. I don't honestly, I know that there were gay people, but I don't know if there's lesbians. Sorry about that. I may have to do a bit of research on that front. But they were here from the very start of civilization. They probably were cavemen like it, for crying out loud. So, my big question, my final question, called for uprising, is this. Why is hate so justified? Is it because you fear that if you don't hate on stuff, then that stuff might actually show you affection? I'm sorry, but that's the way the world works. You show affection to someone, they're going to show affection back. And that doesn't mean love and you have to become gay like I said before, but it's affection. It's compassion. The basic human nature is compassion. I have shown compassion to people, and I have not. But whenever I don't, I do feel bad. But you? Oh, it's fine, it's just kids and young people. Why should I care what they feel? Well, you should, because every young person is a quote-unquote child of God. And if they're a child of God, what gives you the right to hate on them? You're hating on a child of God. Even these celebrities you hate on so much, still classed as children of God according to the Bible. Everyone is quote unquote a child of God according to the book. So, what gives you the reason to hate them? I know I've harped on about hate on this video, but that's all your channel does. I worry for the website that you recently set up, because if you claim that you have to bite your tongue on YouTube, and that you're basically being censored here, well, God knows what you're getting away with on that site. Probably the most heinous of content that's probably ever been produced. But now, this is a message to your YouTube channel and to your website to start fresh. Stop hating on everything and start learning about it. Because if you learn about something, guess what? It's better. Because then you have knowledge. You learn stuff. With what you're doing, you're not learning anything. You're just reassessing your own cycle. Going round and round and round. And how you can't see that you're using repetition to mind control people, and your fans don't see it. Really, that is the biggest question I have for your fans. If repetition is the key to mind control, how many videos has Coffin Horizon done that have talked about a music video being satanic? Thousands of them. Millions. It's probably done thousands, like I said. So, my real question to you is this. do you want Christianity to become a mythology? Because that's what you're doing. Every time you hate on someone or something, you get that one person to hate on Christianity that little bit more. And eventually, when you've hated on everyone will hate Christianity. At least your brand of it. I've seen Christianity save people on the TV. I've seen a vicar who saved a person from drug addiction. But I've also seen it cause the Crusades. Christianity is like anything. It can be used for good, it can be used for bad. And at the minute, you're using it for bad. Don't you think it's time you changed and started using it for good? For the sake of everyone involved. Because do you want to know what happens when basically people hate on something? It goes the way of the dodo. And yes, that would help your victim complex, but do you really want to be the reason that Christianity was hated by the world? Or do you want to actually stand up for your right to practice your religion without interfering with the lives of others? Freedom of speech, the thing that you advocate for, goes for everyone, whether they be LGBT, whether they be a feminist, whether they be a Mason, whether they be a Satanist, whether they be a Christian, whether they be a Jew. It doesn't matter. Every single person on this earth should have the right to speak, and yet you're trying to take that away from them. Why? All because you're scared that if rights get given to this group, then you'll end up losing them. That's not how rights work. When the African Americans got rights in America, they didn't suddenly gain everything, and then the whites of America lost everything. That wasn't how it worked. They basically got equal rights all around. For the most part, there are a few issues in America late, but that's just discussion for another video. What I'm trying to ask, simply put, is that you try and realise the error of your ways. Because if you don't, eventually you will lose everything. And your channel, that I have likened in the past to a Tower of Babel, will fall. And when it does, and you try to rebuild it, none of your fans will know what you're talking about. So, I think that's this video done. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!